We did example 3, or a lot of example 3 on the video check last night. But the domain, let me just repeat, goes from the leftmost x, or the leftmost point, which is the x, so -5, to the rightmost input, which is +5, is going to produce that point right there. So -5 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 5. It needs to be an inequality because this is a continuous line. Remember, we can list the points whenever they're separated and it's a discrete graph. The range goes from the lowest output, which is this, -3, to the highest output, which is this, +3. So y such that -3 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 3. Does it represent a function? Yes, because for every input, there is only one output. So input, one output. Vertical line test, yes, that's true. I want to see, though, for you to say for each input, there is only one output. Is the graph discrete or continuous? It's continuous because the line is unbroken. It is not separate points. All right, so example 4 again refers back to that same graph, and it says find f of -3, which we practiced in class. So this is my input, which is my x value. So I input -3, so I'm going to go to -3 on my x's, and I'm going to go to the graph point right there, and I'm going to figure out what that was. So it's up 1, 2. So my output then is 2. And that ordered pair then would be -3, 2. F of -1, -1 is the input, and the output, I went up 0, so that's equal to 0. So my point is -1, 0. F of 4, my input's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it looks like I'm going down 1, so my output is -1. So that point's going to be 4, -1. And for a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my input, oops, don't find anything. This is undefined. We have no output for f of 6. And then the final question says find the values of x for which f of x is 1. So remember that when it's written this way, this is saying that the output is 1. So the y value is 1. So here's 1 right there. Looks like it's output a 0. So x could be 0. So remember that the inputs, the left and the right. So with an output of 1, there was an over 0. Looks like it happens also right here. So with an output of 1, there was an input of 3. And it looks like it also happens right here. So an output of 1 happens when we input -2 as well. So there were, I'll kind of pull that down. There are 3 different answers, 0, 3, and -2.